Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Journeys in Djruthourhi. We are Duo Gaming, and I am the one and only Demericus slash Dumey slash Eldritch Feline Familiar, and you are joining us for the next session after a long break to allow me to recharge and also just to give some other people some chance to play other things and other games. So here we are, back with Adventures in Djruthourhi on episode 16, and boy oh boy, it has been a long ride. However, before we do any of that, I do have something that I want to share with everyone. For everybody watching the stream, we have been busy, and thanks to donations from viewers like you, we have come with some artwork to share with everybody. And so that is what we are going to do first before anything else today. We got some character artwork for all of our wonderful party of Lights Gambit, and I've added their icons at the bottom so that they can make their comments, and we'll just see how this goes. So we're going to start off first with the newest member of the Lights Gambit, Amber Arvind. And I will say this, these artistries have been done by a wonderful artist. You can find her at lianadraws.com. She will be linked here, and also on our Discord you can find links to her pages. She has done all of these head sketches for each one of our characters, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I find them very wonderful. Wonderful indeed.
They're incredible.
She looks so good, and of course he's gonna throw me under the bus first.
Absolutely.
Well,
Traitor.
it's
Hey,
a name.
Hey! I only lied about two things, and I'm going to die on this hill.
Hey, at least you have one person who thinks that you're an amazing friend already.
Look, your fins match Hawk's fins. You're practically twins.
See? Hawks loves me, and I can live with that.
You look like the dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
So you're saying you're mad that I'm cooler than you?
No one's cooler.
Damn.
She looks so good, though.
Moving
Somehow
on.
managing to capture the mischievous smile of Akami perfectly.
Yeah, it was very well done.
I have no idea what you could possibly be talking about.
Not one.
No, not a clue. Not a clue in the world.
Moving on to our second slide. Who is that?
That Pokemon.
Hey, it's my wife.
It is. It has not reached Australia yet.
There it goes.
It has not reached Australia yet. Kaylin Uane, Wood Elf and Dryad.
Looks
Damn.
aged and like she's seen some shit.
She has.
Yeah, she has.
Yes.
It looks so good, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just so happy that I actually finally get to see what Kaylin looks like. I've been looking for art that suits her for so long, and this is perfect.
Not amused is the look I see from that.
Certifiably done with your shit.
Well, when it comes to Hawk, I can't blame Kaylin.
So what you're saying is that's literally Kaylin personified, like that. They did a good job. What you're saying?
And it's subtle, but on the side with the scar, she's also missing a bit of her ear.
Oh shit! I hadn't noticed that at first. That's
I'm waiting
really
for the
cool.
Oh, there. Oh shit.
That has been part of my character description for years, and it's so cool
Literally
to see it
never knew that until I saw this picture.
Yep, never knew that.
All right. Onward to the bestest boy. Short mountain dwarf that he is, berserker barbarian. We have Garganoth, son of Daniel.
Son of
Insane.
Daniel.
Right
Son
now.
of Daniel.
Son of Daniel. Son of Daniel.
I pluck his eyebrows in his sleep.
I love it. Hey,
Garganoth, few words to say.
I'm Garganoth. Hello, I am a mountain dwarf, and Mia plucks my eyebrows in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I meant about the work that was done.
Oh, I think it's absolutely insane. I love everything about it, especially the braids on the side, the beard. It's just, I could not have pictured a better version of this.
Baby
Scott.
Shark Garganama approves of the portrait of his father.
It makes him look so much more badass, like because he's such a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
In my mind, he
I'm-
has no hard edges, but like it's nice to see it.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm 90% sure this is just what the the player looks like. Like,
I love how big his nose is. Like his nose
Yes.
is of his face.
Yes.
For him to
Ugh.
sniff out all of our
Friend.
bullshit.
Next, we have our submariner of the group, Race Triton, a fathomless warlock, and an aberrant mind sorcerer.
God,
We have Hawks.
He looks like a child.
Hey,
Well, he's not been an adventurer like the rest of you.
I know he's not hardened yet. Just
Oh
give
my
it to the
God.
next round of pictures.
he's naive, okay?
No,
He's a baby.
he looks so full of hope, and we're about to crush it.
Which is
Mm-hmm.
really fitting, honestly.
Oh my god. The sword. Yeah. They, like 100%.
As the drawings progress, his smile just fades more and more and more.
Yeah, he gets gaunt. He has these wrinkles.
I've seen some shit. They ruined me.
Some of his fins get nicks in them.
Mhm.
Maybe he's missing one.
I
yeah,
imagine-
I feel like there should just be a necrotic scar going up the side of his face now.
I imagine
all
when
I
he gets
can say-
annoyed, the fin on the top like ruffles like the spitters from Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
He bristles like a parrot.
Yep.
His hair sticks straight out like a pufferfish.
So,
I'm gonna.
it's part of
After
my
you.
character, or I haven't put in my character description. I should have done that a long time ago. Hawks does have a tail that he's been hiding from everyone.
Is that a tail?
Ooh,
Yes,
spoilers.
he's got a fish tail.
Well, you
Spoilers.
should tell it to us.
Oh,
We've seen you in the water. How have you hidden that?
Very
It's-
carefully.
It's
Is it
very
small?
slender, okay?
Is it a petite?
on to our fifth card. Race of half elf, enchantment wizard, and celestial pact warlock. We have Jason.
Ow, ow.
Jason, comments?
I'm Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, a little
Oh my
bit.
God.
Oh,
A
my
little
God.
bit.
And I am here for this. I like it. It's kind of how I've always pictured him for the most part, and yeah, they just did an amazing job. I feel like this picture really just shows how lucky Mia is. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that it?
Show everyone how lucky Mia is.
I mean, this time I might not argue with you.
Like this is why Sierra wrote "fire hose" on the chat right here, because he knew this picture. They knew it was coming up. Like they knew, you know.
He's about to go up to his room, slam the door, and listen to My Chemical Romance.
Screaming the
oh, yeah.
lyrics the whole time and complaining
For the
that dad
record-
doesn't
for the
understand him.
record, When
Yep.
I wrote the description of Dumey, I did say emo fringe, so yes.
Yeah,
The word
They-
emo fringe.
Well, if you wanted honesty.
the artist took it and went with it, and I love it. Now, I have to admit
He
something.
doesn't like Sam.
He does have a little bit of like the eye and nose section of Gerard Way, so
Yeah.
Ooh.
How do I
you
get
Yeah.
the eye of the
Well, that-
tiger from looking
Just so everyone knows, Jason doesn't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere.
mhm.
Well, I will say this as we go to our next slide. I do not have a favorite of our team, but this is definitely my favorite portrait. We have our only human, life domain cleric, Kyrie.
So
That's my wife.
Looks like that one actress too.
Yeah, I didn't give a lot of prompts, and she literally took the vision out of my brain with the small little bit that I gave her and literally just put Kyrie on paper. Like
Very
stop.
kind, very kind and understanding expression.
Yep.
Very well done.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a really good one.
I just like imagining Kaylin and Kyrie standing next to each other. People are like, "Oh, Kyrie, welcome. Ah, you're here."
No,
Oh,
you
good
did.
Just a
day.
little bit, maybe.
There you
Oh,
go.
brought your wife.
Very dog privileges. Very
Oh,
dog
Kyrie,
privileges.
it's so wonderful to
putting
see
a
you.
+1 on your invitation.
Ah, Kaylin. Oh,
Ooh.
Kaylin, you're here too. Okay.
Oh, Kyrie, it's so wonderful to see you. Oh my gosh, we're so glad you get. Oh, and Kaylin's here too. Great.
Why, hey, Kyrie,
It's
why does
gonna be
Kaylin
a
look like you
party
traumatized her?
now.
Caitlin traumatized herself by going
Right.
on a mission on her own.
No, I just imagine going to a party and seeing Kaylin's face and asking you what you traumatized her with last night.
Oh.
Oh, you want details, huh?
Uh-oh.
That's for the spicy stream. That's for the spicy stream.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too,
Duo
a
After Dark.
Surprising number of details.
Patreon only.
Oh, good
All
plan.
right. All right. All right.
That's for the Dungeon After Dark series.
Moving on to our Copper Dragonborn, Oath of the Devotion Paladin. We have Malagos.
Malagos the dragon.
And
That's true.
I just want to comment before I let Malagos talk that the difference between Malagos and Amber is so distinct, and that's got to be difficult to do.
It's so obvious the difference. Like I think Amber had like more of like a little fin thing on top of their head, and Malagos did horns. Like
Now, with your descriptions to your characters, I also gave the artist like a picture of what each of your color dragons look like, and they incorporated that well with the horns and the frills. So,
I love it, and the scars so visibly there from when I
Yeah.
got burned.
the burn scars, yep.
You remember when that
Very
happened?
shiny armor.
Very shiny armor. Yep.
Hey, when you gonna
I-
get that flame sword back, by the way?
When y'all decide to stop letting a goddamn giant leave.
I tried to kill
I-
it, but then I got told to hold a staff.
No. The second time, you banished it. Right inside was gonna smack it.
I'm not sorry.
Okay, up next.
I love the mix of mischievous and the mix of mischievous and disapproving is perfect.
Yeah, it
yes,
is.
yes, it is. All right,
Oh.
on to our Eladrin Echo Knight. It's Mialana. Mia comments about the artwork.
Just love her. I've seen a couple different renditions now of what Mia would look like, and I think that this is probably the closest because you can see her very like strong stare, stoic nature that she has.
Yeah, I can't do a staring contest with that picture. Nope. I feel like I'm being yelled at.
I love that she has matching sexy eyebrow cuts with Jason.
How I mentioned how
Yeah.
lucky Jason is.
Okay, Jason's the lucky one.
Mia's
Yeah,
Jason,
she's a total
Mia's Jason's Donnie
for
Money.
sure. For sure. Also, all of her cuts are there. Her
There's so
long
many cuts.
hairs, I love it.
Scars are sexy. What can we say?
Oh, and she's got plenty, so
All right, and last but not least, we do not have them here, but we have our Wood Elf Thief Rogue, Saren. Let me say that it is amazing to me how much the character represents the player.
Is it wrong that looks exactly like what I pictured Sarah to look like?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, if I, like, literally, like, everything about that looks exactly what I would picture Sarah to look like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I told Doomer when I first saw it. I was like, I can't unsee this. This has been in my
Yeah.
brain the entire time. I also like that she very much favors her human side.
Mm-hmm.
The other half of her half-elf side. Like, her face is very, like, cherubic versus slender and lined.
Hmm.
which
And
is-
I can speak for Maddie here. She was so happy when she saw this.
I'm glad.
it
Well.
looks great.
Having seen all of the pieces, I will not delay our wonderful game any further. But I would like to say to Liana Draws, from all of us at Duo, thank you very much for all the work you put into these. We are very grateful, very thankful, and we hope to work with you even more in the future. So, yes.
Dumey,
What's up?
Are we gonna start using those pictures as like the actual tokens, or no?
Yes, I'm going to
Heck
take
yeah.
our tokens that everybody can now see at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to take the borders off of our current tokens and put the new artwork into the tokens so that we can use those.
Sweet.
I didn't want to do it on
Awesome.
this round because I didn't want all the tokens to be different at the bottom when we started.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, by next week, they will all be done.
Chris is cyberbullying me.
Those are
Everyone.
like
Wish.
Nuh-uh.
That's a lie.
That's a lot.
Also, one day I
The
want
nuh is very telling.
to know the answer to my the new question that will always haunt me, which is what's bigger, Jason's ego or Garganoth's nose?
Ooh, hard.
It's tough.
I mean, probably Jason's ego. So.
It's probably Jason's ego.
Yeah, probably Jason's
Come on.
ego. But probably still a wide margin, honestly.
When in doubt, go with Jason's ego.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
at
all
least
still confused how he got that ego, but it's there.
I feel like Mia had something to do with it.
Yeah, you have a hot
God,
wife.
no. Me is the reason Jason almost had no ego.
What? Huh? Hmm?
I said what I said.
We all know that everybody knows Jason is just Mia's arm candy at this point.
Gotta
So
break him down to build him up, baby.
Pretty much.
Okay, so
Puppy husband.
with that, I want to thank our audience for indulging us in our little bit of an art show. We're very happy with what we got, and I wanted to share it with everyone who wished to see it. So, without further ado, let's get back into Journeys in Djruthourhi. Where we last left off, well, let's just go back a little bit. The Light's Gambit has been through an ordeal. Having stopped in the town of Pav on their way south, they were kind of caught up in the Sylvari's day of blessing. And it was soon found out that some small creatures called Grillix had stolen an artifact from within the Temple of the Sylvari. Having chased the Grillix at the request of a elf sorcerer, Kev Corvus, they went to the lake of the Sylvari, or the Dragon Song Lake, and a battle ensued on the shores as the Grillix attempted to summon something, and our despicable Starspawn joined the battle. It was a grueling fight with some harrowing saves, and eventually the Light's Gambit pushed the Starspawn to retreat. Entering the waters with the helps of the fairies, they found the back entrance to the Chamber of the Sylvari and made their way through traps and tricks and puzzles to get to the chamber, where they found a message that was left for them from, well, perhaps not left for them, but left long, long ago. And if everyone would indulge me for a moment, we're going to replay that message. Maybe.
Either madness or clarity has taken you. Gods help us either way. Regardless, I succumb to my fate. The key you are searching for is within my talon's clutches. The eggs? The eggs are mine. And woe betide all who come for them. I would sooner burn the world.
As the magically recorded message died out, our group could hear the pounding of the enemies outside the gates, and it was Hawks who deciphered and completed an ancient teleportation circle hidden on the ground of this chamber. The group was whisked away as the teleportation circle was ignited to an underground rookery of sorts, a dragon rookery. Our group, feeling the foreboding sensation of being someplace they should not be, had a huge fight ahead of them, and getting to the surface were confronted by undead apparitions of dragons and other such deadly things. They were at wit's end, the battle looking grim as everyone was injured and really just out of energy to do anything, when a silver dragon burst in and rescued them all with a portal to the elemental plane of air. This silver dragon turned out to be Kev Corvus in disguise, and spending some time, well, to them, it felt like a day or just a simple evening. They spoke with Kev Corvus as Kev Corvus explained the birth of this world, the 11 brothers that were of the dragons that took care of this world, and how those 11 eventually turned to one. Stopping from there, we'll recap just a touch of what Black Razor was to get everybody caught up, as Jason and Mia had separated from the group weeks before, about a week before, searching for a way to get rid of this cursed sword. They were fortunate enough to meet up with a pair of Red Dragon Dragonborn, and through a harrowing bit of fetch quests and finally the confrontation in a dragon's lair, realized that Amber had worked for Djruthourhi. Djruthourhi being the last of the 11 brothers that seems to now be set on destroying what is left of this world.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't trust Amber. Gotcha.
Amber, her hopes dashed at rejoining her former employer, was saved by Mia and Jason from a killer blow by the reclaimed Black Razor. And with Djruthourhi's lovely threat about Valley Rest, they made their way back. Just in time to meet back up with the rest of Light's Gambit as they left the elemental plane of air. Of course, the elemental plane of air, time passes a bit differently there, and it has been a couple weeks since they initially were saved by Kev Corvus. They find Valley Rest under siege, apparently, a magical dome over top, and breaking through, they find the town that was closest to their home has been ravaged and destroyed. People gone. Magical orbs of destruction wandering the city, tearing apart anything that they touch. Eventually, our group brings down the barrier after fighting the leader of the Star Spawn, banishing them back to their plane of existence, or so they think. And things seem to finally calm down for a moment as the group gets to reconvene and begin to search the town for survivors. They find that many of the townsfolk seem to be trapped in these black crystals of some sort, and while this is not a comforting thought, they have to take what they can, knowing that their friends may not be dead. They meet up with Lillywitz, who has a small group of survivors, and Lillywitz explains that the ones who attacked the town had come from the church. And pieces start to fall together as the group remembers the warning of Jessamine Swain, captain of the Imperial Guard, not to trust the church. Lillywitz explains that these attackers had been out in the waters looking through the shipwrecks, and Hawks goes out to see what he can find, coming back with a water-soaked letter that reveals a bit about Kyrie's backstory and past. With so much going on at once, our group decides to take the remaining survivors and wander back to the stronghold, where they hope they'll be safe. As they arrive, the stronghold is standing. And as they begin to sort out the survivors that are left and get people settled in with a bit of triage and a bit of reflection, this is where we pick up. Did I leave anything out that anybody wants to add?
I don't think you did.
I've been flayed alive, and I'm currently in pieces, cooking on a fire.
Emotionally, at least.
Oh, boy.
Emotionally.
I was about to say,
Yes.
wait a minute, when did that happen?
Yes.
Like a...
You don't remember Gargoth, like, ripping his heart out?
As we left last time, Garganoth had explained what has brought Garganoth on his current path and his disapproval of what Mia had done at Black Razor's behest.
Or disappointment.
Disappointment.
I think we
Disappointed daddy.
all agree. What the fuck, Mia?
Rude.
I mean, evil sword. Evil sword.
Not gonna lie though, I did miss the Dumey intro, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, yes, this is the good shit.
It's the best shit.
Well, you gotta be a storyteller to be a DM.
Yep. You're the best, Dan.
No, not the best.
Okay,
But I appreciate the compliment, but not the best.
You're the best DM for Journeys in Djruthourhi.
Yes.
Okay, that I will accept.
We had reinforcements coming in from Jessamine, didn't we?
Yes, Jessamine had mentioned reinforcements, that she had sent, Arethel to feign the bulwark ahead. So, yes, you do know that, but she also said it could be a couple days before she arrived.
Jessamine's the one that fucked the fish, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that happened yet.
No, they haven't. They haven't officially fucked. They've just flirted back and forth.
Because
And I think at one point,
Officially
Jessamine,
fucked.
I think
Because
at
I
one point
think-
Jessamine turned.
Hawks would have died by Snoo Snoo.
They gonna bang. They gonna bang. I believe in my boy Hawks.
Maybe. Very hot.
We'll see.
I would like to go find Kyrie.
Okay.
Oh, there's Sue. Start with me. Sorry.
Well,
I'll see myself out.
Kyrie, as
Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's all right.
That shouldn't
As,
be too hard to find.
yeah, I would imagine Lillywitz has been working with trying to get people settled and also probably, asking you guys, okay, where can we put people in what rooms?
We also set up a camp on the eastern side, if this map is facing north of the house, with a bunch of places for people to rest.
Okay.
Jason's just gonna show Amber around the grounds and like introduce them to people and stuff.
She's just
assuming
yeah.
Follow.
Oh yeah, she's just like basically glued to Jason and just very quietly introducing herself to people. Just stuck with him.
Let's go to the interior then.
I'm just gonna say, hi, I'm Hawks. Welcome to the family.
These wonderful maps are done by our player of Mia, by the way. There.
Go Mia, go.
They look amazing.
They do.
I agree.
Wow.
As per usual, you have outdone yourself.
Yes, just don't look at my city maps too closely, but please zoom in on all the interior ones.
That's okay. That's why we work together. I do cities, you do interiors.
Sims has taught me well.
So what would Kyrie be doing? Dorky.
Oh gosh, I hadn't even thought about that. Probably trying to help people get adjusted and doing like little bits of healing here and there for people who are injured.
And don't forget, there is the stable boy, Ferdinand Petunia, that's wandering around. There's Mrs. Petunia that's probably cooking up what she can right now. And Willie, the groundskeeper, is probably not happy that you set up a camp in his well-kept lawn.
The amount that we pay him, he can deal.
Yeah, it's our fucking land anyway. What the fuck?
This bitch will be okay.
3 gold a week.
Look, I don't want to have a conversation in this foul mood with Willie, but I will.
You don't fuck with me and her Willie.
Nah.
But yes, so if there are things that our players need to discuss before we move on with the story, now is your time. And I believe Kaylin and Kyrie spoke up first.
I'm going to walk into the makeshift medical room, which I assume was set up in our bedroom because we have a tent outside, and say, my love, there is something we need to discuss.
Okay. Do we need to do that in private, or?
It's not a terribly private matter, but it is something that I wanted to talk to you first, before I tell the rest.
Okay.
As you know, I've been feeling the weight of our adventures more than our companions, and I have come to the decision that I am going to settle down and begin adventuring in more of a administrative position. And I feel that since we are back home and this little camp of refugees will need someone to help guide them, I think I should stay here.
I honestly had a feeling that was coming, because I know you were saying you wanted to kind of stop, and what better time when there's all the people here who need you and need guidance. I mean, it's a good idea, and you'll at least be at home here, so when I come back, it's easy to find you.
Kaylin's going to look down slightly and then grab Kyrie's hands, look up and say, you could stay with me.
I know, but you've met our party. They would die without me. I would be crushed if something happened to them.
Literally.
She's not wrong.
There.
I feel like I should be offended, but I'm not.
I can only heal so much, people. We need her. There's a quiet voice in that ethereal.
Looking as if she had expected this answer, she sighs and says, of course.
I will come home as often as I can.
Be careful out there.
Absolutely. I always do my best.
On a different note, do you recall the strange vision we had as we buried the poor man who had been eaten from the inside out in the second to last village we were in? The bard in the sky, the elf who we helped put to rest.
Kairu probably would remember. I, as a player, do not.
Well, I thought perhaps we could go up and thank her for watching over our party for all this time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
I nod and I say, I'll be in the attic when you when you're done here.
Okay.
Solemnly leaves the room.
No. Kyrie will go back to tending people who are hurt and making sure they're okay.
If you turned to look at Kaelin, you would notice 10 good berries on the windowsill.
Aww. Kyrie would, just to, because that's how she is. So she'll grab the good berries, and I don't know how many people would be in the room. I wouldn't imagine 10. So she'd share with people, but also keep one for herself.
Anyone else have discussions they need to have?
Is Mia following Jason and Amber or no?
Huh?
Is Mia following Jason and Amber, or is Mia doing her own thing?
Well, Mia was talking to Garth, and then Garth said, "Fuck you, see you later."
Mia got emotionally eviscerated.
Sometimes Garth has got to keep his people in line, you know? Good old Garth.
Right, Mia just lost her bestest pal, her good time boy.
Wow, that really sounds like a Mia problem.
Yeah, now Mia's gonna make it everyone's problem.
that tracks.
It's no longer just a Mia problem.
It's never just a Mia problem. Mia will probably dry her tears a little bit on her, like, whatever rags she's got on right now. Kick a rock.
You show that rock.
And then start doing what she does best, which is push down the emotion and get to work organizing everything. Making sure that there are stations that need to be stations, that there's like a food station and water and coffee, and like that there's
Jason, so that's not what she does best, but okay. See how it is.
Excuse me, what?
You didn't say yell at Jason, which is one of them she does best, so I'm offended, I'm just saying.
I mean, internally she's always yelling at Jason.
Okay, good.
You know, making sure that there is like a place for medical needs that is separate and more private, and then there's just like an area that's just doing like minor bandages, and seeing like who she can pull from the house to do what, because they brought so many people here, and just going to kind of not deal with the upset and hurt feelings that she has, and then she's gonna go find Jason, and she's gonna do that thing that all couples do, like when you need to take a moment with the person, but you don't want to be rude, so you just like kind of grab their sleeve really hard and kind of try to like, subtly pull on it, like I need to talk to you, but you're in the middle of something.
I love how you can literally just say something to him psychically, and he thinks I'm gonna pull his sleeve.
Yep.
That's how distraught you.
I hope the
Yeah.
couple gets it. Fair. I mean, fair.
Adorable.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it'll pay off.
Hey. So.
Yeah, while you're doing up until the pulling of the sleeve, Jason's just gonna be showing Amber around, like giving them a tour of the rooms, introducing them to anyone like in the place they might not have seen. Has Hawks been here yet before or no?
This is the first time.
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, because we brought him back to the stronghold after helping us find stuff out and whatnot when we met him.
So he lived in the stronghold for about 6 months.
I don't think Jason knows that, so Jason would offer to bring Hawks with him if Hawks wanted to come.
Yeah, Jason wouldn't know that,
So
probably.
Jason would offer to give Hawks a tour too and ask if Hawks wants to get to know Amber as well.
I mean, I'll come along, but I already have been here.
Jason's gonna raise an eyebrow and just be like, okay, didn't know that. He's gonna just show you guys around and introduce you to Amber, saying that this is someone that helped him and Mia recently. I know you didn't get a chance to really get introduced since that, when we met up, there was this giant firefight. Jason also just kind of checks how Hawks is doing, because he knows that Hawks had a bit of a rough start to meeting the group and everything.
Well, it's nice to meet you, and have you heard the good word of the mighty Ixen?
No, I haven't, but we should probably discuss that later.
Jason says, Ixen's your patron?
The creator of all gods. The creator of everything. I do not know about Ixen.
Out of character knowledge, is that his warlock patron?
Yes.
And that is the supposed creator of everything.
Would Jason know anything about him?
You know that he exists.
Notice Dumey said supposed.
Jason says, I know of him. I don't have my powers from him. I don't know if you know this, but I actually use Eldritch Magic too, Jason tells you.
I have noticed that, actually. I ain't recognize an Eldritch Blast anywhere.
I was gonna say, should I remind everyone of... Oh, do I not have it anymore? Sorry, continue. Oh yeah, I do. Here we go.
Yeah, my patron's a celestial, so it's different. It's the magic's slightly different than yours, I'm assuming.
Well, yes, I assumed that.
Yep, there's my unicorn.
I'm sorry, a unicorn?
Do me put in chat my patron?
Well, this is certainly interesting.
Did Jason see where Kaylin went or no?
We did pass in the hallway. I was headed possibly to the attic or maybe to the library. Both are in that direction.
Jason would head to try to introduce you to Amber as well. Jason would go to the attic first, I guess.
Oh, hello, Jason. And it's Amber, isn't it?
I just wanted to introduce you to. Would Jason notice anything about Kaylin? Does Kaylin seem okay, or do they seem off?
They seem a little. You might pass it off as tired.
Jason doesn't necessarily want to embarrass you or anything. Jason's just gonna mess it like in your head and be like, "Are you okay?" While still just introducing you to Amber, telling you a little bit about them, the travels and stuff.
Responding
and telling you and telling Amber like this was the person that kind of like took up for Mia when Mia and me left. Like this was like the leader of the group. The fact that they're still here is largely based on Kaylin.
Kaylin will just say, Kyrie's not staying with me here in telepathy, and then we'll put on a faint smile and say, welcome, Amber. If you do good, then here is a good place to be.
Jason's gonna look confused and in your mind be like, but why would you be staying before I guess it would dawn on him that you're staying?
Out loud, I'm gonna say, Jason, these people here, they need someone to lead them. They have some amount of protection, but not nearly as much as I could provide them. And shortly after you and Mia left, I came to the realization that if I kept adventuring, it would only end one way for me, and I didn't want that.
Jason's gonna be like very awkwardly because like him and Kaylin have always had like a very like up and down relationship. Hug Kaylin tightly, like but awkwardly originally, and then like whisper in your ear, and whisper in your ear, like he's like, "You have my word. I will do everything I can to protect Kyrie."
Kaylin's gonna be holding a box as you do this, and so she's just kind of gonna be like,
"No regret."
Thank you.
Jason said what he said. Jason's trying to have a moment.
Thank you, Jason. I know you will.
And like you're gonna notice, like he like kind of casually wipes a little bit of a tear, and he says, "I'm gonna get back to introducing Amber to everyone, and let me know if you need anything, okay, Kaylin? I know this is not a decision that is easy for you."
Thanks. Do you know anything about having a item that can cast a long-range message, or perhaps what's the thing that Kyrie can do? The sending spell?
Jason will tell you about the marriage tattoos him and his wife have, and so you can get that with Kyrie.
That is 120 feet and doesn't work through stone.
For sending?
No, that's message. We have sending.
That's
yeah,
message.
We are sending. No, we are sending.
That works for 25 words on the same plane, and has a chance of reaching another plane, but it's only, I think, 75%.
Yeah, we have a tattoo of sending between us.
Oh, that might work.
And that way you can always kind of be together.
It's a 5% chance it doesn't reach a creature on this different plane.
Yes.
I would recommend doing something like that. I can tell you where we got it done.
Thanks, Jason. Have you introduced Amber to Mrs. Petunia yet?
We met them out front. I kind of wanted to get to know the party now, just so she knows the people that she's going to be adventuring her with. I'm going to try to introduce her to Garganoth and Kyrie next.
No, well, Kyrie's down in our room. She's treating some patients. I'm pretty sure they're non-critical though, so you can probably go talk to her down there.
Thank you. And again, Kaylin, if you do need anything, especially while we're still here, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason's gonna like bow very respectfully and motion for Kyrie, and assuming Hawks was there for that to follow.
You mean Amber, not Kyrie?
That one, yeah.
Okay.
The one that was with me. The one that was with me.
I mean, we look so much alike. We're nearly identical twins. I could understand why he'd get us confused.
All on half elves are the same to Jason, apparently. I don't know what you want.
So as Jason leaves and Kyrie arrives upstairs, you do start to hear the sound of a lute playing.
Kaylin's gonna look over at the broken lute in the corner.
The broken lute doesn't move, but the sound does come from it, and as you watch, there is the tall, slender, well-dressed bard standing there, eyes closed, leaning into playing this lovely little song.
It's been a long time, my friend.
She smiles, opening her eyes to look up at you. And she gives a gentle nod and continues to play.
I look over at Kyrie and I say, "You're seeing this too, right? It's not just me?"
See it. It's not just you, I promise.
Cool.
Can understand the confusion, though.
I know you've done much for us, and we've done very little in return, but I have a request of you.
She looks up, giving Kaylin her attention. And Kaylin, out of the corner of your eye, you begin to see, or perhaps perhaps you're not seeing, but there are faces, slightly familiar like ghosts of a memory, people who've passed on within your travels, within your wake, and they all sit peacefully listening to the bard. But as you turn to truly focus on any of them, if you choose to do so, they seem to just disappear.
I have a feeling you already have, but look over the people who we can't save, and should any of us pass on whilst I'm not there to protect them, could you tell me?
She nods again at that, taking one hand from the lute as it still plays, and just reaches out to stroke a finger down the middle of your forehead, which sends a little chill along your skin, but not a bad one. And she nods and smiles again.
Kaelin's going to hold Kyrie's hand and just say, thank you.
The apparition before you takes a breath, or the facsimile of one, and the words that you all heard so long ago: seasons come and go, moons wax and wane, time seems so slow to the spirits of the Haven Hollow. And she repeats that final verse one more time before the apparition fades away into this ghostly fog, or wisp of a fog. And the music lingers for another moment until you both get the sensation that you're alone, that a debt has been paid. And as the broken lute falls over with a quiet little thud and the hollow sound of broken strings, you feel like you've closed a chapter.
Huh. Well, that was nice.
I feel like she was waiting for us.
That's definitely a possibility.
Is it telling that I now only feel guilty that I didn't realize earlier?
How would you have known, though?
I don't know.
We can only do our best with the knowledge we have.
Kaelin looks up with kind of a odd expression and says, clearly I need more knowledge then.
Well, there's plenty of books in the library. You definitely have the street smarts and the experience from the streets. Lord knows what's time out there.
I have a few contacts. I wonder if Seren has access to a network.
Yeah. It's a network you really want to be in touch with?
Listening to, perhaps not talking to, though.
Fair enough. You can always ask.
You know, I was thinking about my job going forward. I want to train people, but also I feel like if I can get the group information on where the best place for them to go would be, that would be something that could be very helpful. So often we're left fumbling in the dark looking for any way to move forward with our quest.
Okay, but
Yeah.
am I the only one here for like Kaylin as our Zordon?
I mean, if you get information, we can try to figure out a way to have you reach out to us. Maybe, like, before I go to bed, I can send a sending to you.
I was considering getting a magical artifact, or, I mean, Jason suggested we get matching tattoos.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wonder if I could pay someone to set up a scrying circle.
I wonder if anybody in the party could do it. I mean,
It's possible.
we were surprised when Hawks was able to do that teleportation circle thing. I mean, who knows who else has hidden secrets and stuff.
To be fair, I'm surprised when Hawks does most things.
Yeah, he seems dumb, but he's actually quite bright.
I was gonna say enigmatic.
That's fair enough.
Shall we, go downstairs? I want to listen into some conversations.
Sure, I do want to check on my patients though, make sure they're doing alright first.
Makes sense. I think Mia was setting up a private triage tent or something.
Oh. Well, we could check on the patients and then go check on that and see if we can maybe move them. I don't think any of them are in too terrible condition to not be able to be moved, at least.
Kaylin, looking a little lighter than she has in months, is going to smile and hold out her hand to Kyrie and start walking down the stairs.
Kyrie will smile back.
Any other conversations?
Has the wife found me yet or no?
I was waiting for all of that to be done.
I think the wife found me.
Oh no,
Dun, dun,
the
dun.
wife has found you.
The wife knows.
Hey, Jason, did you even know that I had a tail, by the way?
Would Jason know that that species has a tail?
Probably not.
Would I
don't
roll
know.
something to me? Jason had to learn a lot of useless shit. He might have come across like stuff about your species. I don't know.
You might be the only one that even realized it.
He's like a Jeopardy contestant.
He really is.
Would I roll anything for that, Dumey?
Ask him what his intelligence is.
You'd probably roll history.
I'm assuming with the 22, Jason would know.
Yes. Yes.
Broken.
It doesn't phase you. Jason just assumes that everyone knows that your people have tails. Well, of course you have a tail. Doesn't everyone know that your people have tails?
Apparently not. Everyone else didn't know. It helps me swim. I mean, how do they think that my unaerodynamic body swims so fast in the water?
I was about to say, yeah, your speed in the water is unmatched.
Kaylin, who is faster than Hawks.
Well, apparently not unmatched, cause...
Fine, unmatched by unmagical means.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Kaylin does have a trident weapon after all.
Oh no, that comes from my ranger skills.
Oh really? Your speed's faster even without wave?
It would be 45 without wave. Wave doesn't add to my speed. The thing that gets my speed above 50 is my boots.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was wave. To be fair, flavor-wise, it would have made sense that it was wave.
It's okay,
Yes, it would.
Dylan's just a cheater.
Well, in the business we're in, not all fights are won fair.
By the way, I think Mia's coming up to us right now.
Oh, I'll check if she's okay. I haven't seen her since she went out for guard duty.
How's it going over here?
Hmm?
What are you guys doing?
I was showing her talks around the place.
Okay. Hawks, Amber, since you guys are now friendly, can you see that Miss Petunia has put out enough blankets and extra bedding supplies for our guests? We need to make sure the people are rounded up and accounted for, and that they're as comfortable as we can make them here with the supplies that we have. And it's kind of like an all hands on deck situation at the moment.
Hawks just salutes and runs.
Wait up for Amber. Oh, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Amber just kind of looks panicked for a second and just kind of.
Over here!
Jason will nod towards Amber and be like, "Oh, it'll be good for you to get to meet some of the townsfolk."
If you look at him like a puppy, it all makes sense, and you definitely then know how to handle the situation.
You kind of see her process for a second and just kind of, okay. And she kind of turns, "Coming, Hawks!" and chases off after him.
Has anyone seen Silicon Valley? Hawks gave me Major Jared vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason will motion for Mia to follow him to the room so they can be alone, because I'm assuming Jason picked that up.
Tug on your sleeve.
Jason will just motion to come inside. I know I told you that story that they used to tell us at the academy about the teacher from that story called Charlie Brown where they sounded like a trumpet, but I don't understand that. We've been over this. What's wrong, my love?
I've made a grave mistake. An error in judgment, if you will.
Since we've been back?
Yeah.
What happened?
Garganoth is very upset with me, and that upsets me highly, and I don't know how to handle the situation.
I know you two are close. What's he upset about? What happened?
He's upset that I killed someone, and I got a very stern backstory montage. And then he walked away. So I don't think he's going to talk to me ever again. And I don't have a lot of friends as it is, so I'm not doing a good job at holding on to the ones that I thought I had.
I understand you two are close. Perhaps he just needs time to process, but Garganoth is not an unreasonable person. I'm sure, given time and things, you will be able to mend and show him that that's not like you made a mistake. That's not who you are.
It felt like he was processing a lot of emotions and projecting them onto me, and I don't know if you know how long those kind of grudge matches can last. It can be quite a lot.
Mean, I project a lot, so I definitely kind of understand that. I can try to talk to him as well, but honestly, I think it just may take some time to heal and for him to understand that this was not who you are. He's only ever seen you with Black Razor, remember?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to say anything, and I don't. I feel bad for what I did, obviously, enough to risk my life to repent for the mistake I made, and I just feel very judged.
Oh, I know that. But
and that I think
you're
that
also a
hurts the
warrior.
most. Like that he just flat out black and white judged me on the situation and didn't hear.
So then maybe we need to try to arrange a dialogue between you two.
I don't want to force anything. I don't want to force his hand. I don't want him to have to process anything he's not ready to process.
Not a force per se, but eventually.
But I'm not even in a position to say, "Oh, woe is me. My friends don't like me anymore." Like,
what was you? Again, you and him. The one thing you both have in common is you two are warriors. And as long as I've known you, and as long as I've known him,
Jason, you can't just assume that all warriors are friends.
no, not that. But for you two, actions speak louder than words. Maybe he needs to see who you are without that sword. He's only ever known you as long as you've had that thing around you and had that kind of taint you to a degree, of course. You know what I mean? Maybe he needs to see the real you.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
The real you would have never killed a person like that in cold blood.
I like to think that the real me didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And right, I'm agreeing by rephrasing. But it feels like everyone thinks that it was.
It's easy to have an opinion on something like that when you're not going through it yourself. How many of the party have been attached to an item like that? Where it
Usually, when I'm upset at people for making snap decisions, I think what hurts the most is like I'm not mad at Garganoth because I understand his thought processes, because I often find myself in those same thought processes. I just am. Maybe now I'm realizing that it does more harm than good.
Understandable. Take some time, and at some point we'll see if we can try to facilitate some dialogue between you and Garganoth, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, Kaylin's leaving by staying, so they're technically now they're not leaving anymore. We're leaving. They're Kaylin's done.
Yeah.
But Kyrie's still coming, and our homestead is going to be turned into some kind of militant style wood elf camp.
I mean, it's not like we're here that much anyway, so honestly, if it's getting some use to put to it, and it puts Kaylin and Kyrie's mind to ease, not the worst thing to happen.
No, but our group has never been without Kaylin there, so how do we even know how to facilitate?
Our group was never without you before either. Our group was never without when Ree left. Our group has had to adapt a lot over the years. We lost Kaylin, but we have Amber, and who knows, we've picked up a lot of ragtag travelers along the way.
I'm confused by your very swift turnaround on your anger.
It's not going to do anything. My friends and family are in turmoil, and how is me being angry going to help that right now?
Well, you didn't. Where was that thought process when you blew yourself up in the middle of the desert?
Damn.
Well, that's a very valid point.
That's a
But
very valid point.
when one blows themselves up, there generally isn't much of a thought process there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You think?
I don't know. I think it's being back home and, again, seeing the suffering of everyone in Valiras, seeing what Amber's going through, seeing what Kaylin's going through, and now this with you. It's just, I don't know. I want to help you guys right now. I'll process my own emotions on it later, I guess.
No? You can always use me as a sounding board to process your emotions. We have gone through this time and time and time and time and time and time and time again.
I know. And I appreciate it.
But Mom, I don't want to go to therapy.
I just feel like right now there's so much going on. I want to see if what you said could beat everyone else.
I just have one request. And it might seem selfish or trivial. But through meeting and working with all of these new people and going all across the world to do the things that we're continuously finding that we have to do, my request is that we don't lose us.
Oh.
Like, you see Jason like was holding like a very stoked face, and it starts like cracking a smile, and he puts his arms around you. Mia, I could never lose you. I would never want to lose us or you.
Because, you know, I mean, sometimes I feel replaced by, like, your new friend of the week.
I am not used to having friends, and I do admit that sometimes I throw myself into those kind of things. But Mia, you're my everything. There's nothing I would not do for you, my love. You are my everything. I was incomplete until I met you.
Now I feel awkward because you're being sad.
Well, it's a lot easier to do when I have to put on that tough guy image in front of Caitlin, you know?
What tough guy image? Literally what? Where?
See, that's why I have to put it on, because no one believes it exists.
It doesn't.
Come here, and he hugs you and gives you a kiss on your forehead. The one thing I am never worried about losing is us.
I don't know. There might be, like, a pretty hunky half-elf out there.
Yeah, but I don't know. You seem to like the nerdy, scrawny ones. Though I have put on a little bit of muscle. Jason, like, flexes and then does a little minor illusion to make it look like he has a little bit of muscle.
I can see through your magic, but good try.
It's the thought that counts, okay?
Is it, though?
I like to think so. But get some rest, okay? I'm gonna help put the others away and see if I can help anyone else. But you get some rest.
I can't rest. I have to be seen out there doing things. That's the part of, you know.
Fine, come out for a bit, but make sure you get your rest now. You've been running on weeks with like fumes.
Well, the good thing is that the bed here is exceedingly comfortable.
I know, I'm probably not going to want to leave in the morning with you, but that's besides the point.
Can we beg them to sleep in just one day?
Oh, I am magically turning off all the alarms and the roosters and everything.
Turning off the roosters.
Turning off the roosters.
By turning off the roosters, I mean we're sending
the biggest silence spell ever.
Well, they're just all gonna be breakfast.
Yeah. The roosters are now
breakfast?
The people. Yeah, see, Garganoth knows the lore.
Garganoth?
Don't say his name, I'm not ready.
Come, let's see how everyone else is doing.
Yeah, let's go check. People should be bedding down for the night. They should be finishing some at least of the minor treatments. Can you walk around with me to the more pertinent cases that might need more medical attention?
Jason's gonna hold your hands, give you a kiss on the cheek, and say, "Wherever you want, my love."
I need you to act seriously sometimes. This is a bad situation.
I am. I'm going with you. I have my healing magic. I'll heal them myself if I can. Let's go.
I need you to look grim. Like, you're the bad cop. I'm the good cop.
I will be whatever.
Fox is zooming around the camp.
I will be whatever you want me to be when we're out there. But right now, I want you to understand that again, we will never lose us.
You promise?
He gives you another kiss and says, I promise on everything that I hold dear to myself.
Do you pinky promise? This is a big one. Don't make it if you don't mean it.
Jason says, I swear on my spell book, my parents, and the most important person in the world to me. Which means I swore on you, so, pretty big deal.
But you didn't say that you pinky promise, so
And I
it's just a
pinky
lie.
And
Thank
I
you.
pinky promise.
That's what matters.
You weirdo.
I punch him in the arm.
Jason rolls with the punch and says, yep, this is about as that went about as well as we could think it would.
I'm so good at this affectionate thing. Now get downstairs.
Yep. Jason goes downstairs with Mia.
Alright, any other conversations?
Hey Amber, don't forget the blankets over there, there, and there. Just zooming around left and right.
As Hawks and Amber are sent to Mrs. Petunia, you're greeted by an elderly woman, but with the energy and spryness of a drill sergeant.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And as you both walk into the kitchen, having been directed where to find her, you see that she has every burner on the stove going with the largest pots that are in the kitchen. She has a table with a young boy, probably just starting his teenage years, quickly dicing and chopping up vegetables from the cellar. And while the kitchen looks like chaos, you can immediately tell that it all has its own place and proper thing that is happening.
The trade house of a master craftsman. Amber's used to this.
Exactly. And so as you guys open the door, oh no, it's not ready yet.
Are you Mrs. Doubtfire?
What's not ready yet?
Help us on the way, dear! Help us on the way!
Help us on the way, dear! Help us on the way!
I had to use the same voice I used the last time you guys talked to her.
I don't remember that voice.
Oh, you guys made fun of it then too.
I did not make fun of it. I said it was very fitting.
It was very
That
fitting.
does sound enough, to be fair.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this voice. I'm hearing this voice, so I don't appreciate being lumped in with the rest of them.
Look, once you're a Yahoo, you get told off with the other Yahoos.
You would know about telling
Yep,
people.
welcome to the party.
Yes, that is my specialty.
I said anything mean about Jeremy's voices.
As you ask what's not ready, the boy at the table that's facing you while the older woman is kind of has her back facing you. The older boy looks up, still cutting with the knife, and just kind of like quickly shakes his head back and forth with like these wide, terrified eyes, trying to signal to you.
What's wrong?
Can I quickly pull Hawks back out of the kitchen, because this is something Amber recognizes. This is a master at work. I'm gonna quickly pull Hawks out of the kitchen. I'm gonna grab him.
Confused and like grabbing the door. Wait,
Nope,
stop!
nope,
What? We're
no,
here,
no,
supposed
no,
to help.
No, stop! No, just trust me. Just please trust me.
Okay. I guess we leave.
Sorry about the grabbing, but that woman is in a zone where she does not want to be interrupted, and if she gets interrupted, things will be thrown, and I can probably dodge it. I don't know if you can.
And there's a lot of sharp objects in there.
There's a lot of sharp objects. Amber's more used to dodging, chunks of things being thrown at customers, but
As you both are out. Oh, go ahead, Hawk. Sorry.
I said, okay, I guess. But how are we supposed to help if we? Yeah, I don't know.
We can come back in a little bit. She'll probably be done soon. She said it wasn't ready yet, meaning whatever it is been in the process. If it had just been started, she probably would have said it's not done. But since it's yet, no, please, not soup, anything but soup. But since she has said it's not done yet, that would mean that it's going to be done soon. Let's just come back in a little bit, see if we can find, I don't know, Kyrie, tall, human, that one?
Okay. Sure.
As
And at
as
this
you
point, Hawks is just wondering, but what's not ready yet? I'm confused.
The soup, it's not ready. There's too many bouillon cubes.
I'm going to come to Australia and stab you in the face.
Okay.
With a carrot and... Wait, I'm gonna stab you with a carrot and half a squirrel.
Oh, now I gotta hear the story later.
I assure you I will tell the story when the campaign is over.
as you both are talking, the almost teenager pops out of the kitchen door, closing it behind him. I'm sorry. She, spur of the moment meal for 50 or so people. Did you need something?
Amber looks over at Hawks.
We're here to help, I guess? What's with the traumatized look?
You don't get in the way of someone when they're in a mode like that, or you do wind up with something sharp thrown at your head.
Why would she do that to me? I've done nothing to her.
Well, you see, Mom has, went from just cooking for, me and the groundskeeper and the 2 guards and herself for the last few days to suddenly 50 people all at once, plus the owners of the home. And yeah, she's not quite, happy about it.
I would be happy to help her.
Oh, you say that now.
Yeah, I just said it.
The boy looks at Amber for a moment.
And I assume it's that look of, please fucking help me talk to him, because she's got the same look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't worked with artisans very often. I assure you, he intends well, but he doesn't understand. I do, though, and we will do our best to stay out of her way.
But we were told to help.
And we don't have to help in the kitchen. Someone had mentioned something about blankets and seeing and things like that. We can help with that. We do not need to be in the kitchen.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
want to get yelled at by Mia again.
I would rather get yelled at by Mia again than have a cleaver thrown at my head.
Oh. Duck. Maybe that's all.
You hear from the kitchen. Boy, these carrots are gonna chop themselves.
Run.
And he kind of looks back to the door. Blankets in the cupboard under the stairs. I gotta go. And he rushes back into the kitchen.
I look over at Hawks. Oh, go ahead.
Hawks is just confused while we're grabbing the blankets still.
Yeah, I would have just turned to Hawks and just show me the cabinet under the stairs.
Go show her, and I'm still confused as hell.
Let's just say that when you have to go it's just easier to just not be in her way right now. There is nothing that you or I could do to help at this moment. I assure you, she will be very appreciative that we didn't get in her way.
Alright, well, those people need blankets, so let's go. I just zip off faster than she can keep up.
Especially considering Amber only has one arm.
Ooh.
Hawk
I
is
mean-
carried away right now trying to help everyone.
Okay. Any other conversations?
Do I find anything in the library?
A lot of books.
Oh, thanks, Dumey. You're the most helpful person so far.
Well, I gotta know what
Well,
you're
it's better
looking
to find
for.
books in the library than.
The fireplace.
And
What are you looking for
looking-
specifically?
to see if there's any information about scrying spells.
Scrying spells. Well, seeing as how you have a wizard that studied at the Solarian Academy that lives here, yes, you find books on divination spells. What are you specifically trying to learn?
It's possible to get rid of one.
Ah, well, let's
Not that
roll.
I'd ever regret past decisions, but
Let's roll an investigation check. And see how good your study skills are.
so wisdom or intelligence? I couldn't remember what you said.
Investigation.
Investigation. None of the above.
9. Right there. There you go.
Oh, I wish I could help you with that. I have a plus 15.
19.
So, Saren, as you read through the books, it you're going through the different books. You have one that tells you about how divination spells work. You have one about how to cast divination spells, which much of it is written in language or terms that you don't quite understand. It's a bit beyond your arcane understanding means. But as you come to a rather small, almost field guide kind of book, you find a bit of information about what to do if you believe you're being scryed on. And it begins to describe different spells or magical effects that can help with such a situation. One such thing being True Sight. It talks about how never try to scry on a dragon, as they can always see the invisible personification of the spell within their means due to their true sight. It talks about Detect Magic, which different scrying spells from different sources can appear as different forms, whether it be a glowing orb or perhaps an eyeball or even a small forest creature wandering and spying on its target. It talks about how most scrying spells can only hear clearly or see clearly the target of such a spell, where anything outside of that target is muffled or harder to discern. And it also talks of how it is easier to scry on a person or a place when you have something that is associated with that person or place. At the end of all of this, as it lays out the different scenarios, it does mention that the writer has had very good luck getting rid of a scrying spell once it's been detected with a Dispel Magic or an anti-magic field.
Because someone's casted Dispel Magic on me. But I probably am still being scryed on. But I wonder if I found a wizard that could do that at a really high level, it might get rid of it.
It would get rid of the single instance, but not the.
Well, here's the thing. And a bit more diving deeply into the pages and rereading what you've already written or read. The scrying spell is not cast upon you as, say, haste would be. The scrying spell is cast on an area around you, like a creature all its own. Like, imagine it as a familiar that is sent to watch you. So casting Dispel Magic on yourself would not work. You would have to cast Dispel Magic on the source of the divination spell, like the orb or the tiny forest creature.
I am going to take a drink that I would have taken with me, and you know when you have a hangover and you put your drink to your head to see if it's going to cool down your brain?
Yes.
That is how I am sitting. I'm reading the book in one hand and holding the drink to my head in the other hand.
Okay.
And I'm just going to sit there and keep reading the same pages over and over again.
And feel free to take a look at the scrying spell, having done the research and, your character gaining the knowledge of the parameters of scrying and all that. So yeah, just to clarify, it even says in the spell that when cast, it creates a sensor within 10 feet of the target. And the sensor moves with the target, of course, staying within that 10 feet. And any creature that can see invisible objects can see the sensor. And so that would have to be the target of the Dispel Magic.
How does it only last? How does it work that only last 10 minutes? You're just constantly casting it on them.
Also, is there no save?
There is a save.
There does have to be a save if the creature's willing, but again, it's not on Saren.
No, there is a save, but usually I roll the saves because, you wouldn't know that it was there.
Yeah.
So,
that's it's not on Saren themselves.
well, it has been. It has been
fine,
on.
But it doesn't have to be. Is the point?
Yeah, true. But yeah, so what I have done is, if any of you are scryed on, I have opened your character sheet and rolled your save. Because story-wise, it would tip you off that something's happening if I'm like, hey, just randomly roll a wisdom save for me.
True.
Jason technically can just spell it if he knows if he knows the effect he wants to, right? Because it's one object or magical effect within range, so you can just dispel the scrying effect.
Except they've got a part of my genes. It's like taking someone's blood or hair or nail clippings.
I don't know. I'm saying that's how Jason would have to do it. He wouldn't cast the spell on Saren. He would cast the spell on a room because he knows that it has to be within a certain amount of feet. He'd be like, get rid of the scrying effect, and it would just get rid of whatever had the scrying effect.
Yep, very true.
That's how Jason would have to do it if he was doing it.
But yeah, so you have learned quite a bit about scrying, Saren.
Fabulous. Sad college student with books scattered everywhere, drink here, dark rings under their eyes, head on desk.
I just like to think that that's the time that Kaylin and Kyrie just came down, just hearing head desk.
Yeah, go ahead, play with that.
You okay in there, Saren?
No.
No.
Don't hit your head too hard. I don't have many healing spells left for the day.
Karen whacks her head really hard against the desk.
Um.
And then keeps the head there and looks at them with her cheek on the side, being my life is over.
So what did those books do to you?
There's no easy solution to get rid of this spell, short of me going back into the crime family's lair, stealing said hair from crime family.
Why don't we buy it back?
Because they've got so much money.
Yeah, but they're a crime family. They could always use more.
No, but they'll want to do it for a job. And the jobs they do are kind of sketchy.
Kind of.
Garganoth, what have you been doing after chastising Mia?
Being beautiful, that's why.
Just doing a perimeter check and nursing my headache because Whelm is replaying past traumas and being annoying.
Yeah, dwelling on the dwarven past makes sense.
Sounds
Could
quite
we-
overwhelming.
Could Jason attempt to go?
Malagos, what have you been doing all this time?
Helping to heal anyone that is needing healing, and upon hearing thump, 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 definitely go check on where the noise is coming from. Going, oh no, what'd you do?
So
I know.
Malagos, you would come in on Caitlin and Kyrie looking concerned.
Whack! I've got a huge purple bruise above my head. Like right above my eyebrows.
And an open book
Malagos,
to divination.
you're...
And an empty bottle of something.
Is it blue?
No, it's not blue.
Aw.
It's orange. The label's orange, and it has a rather medically accurate drawing of a butterfly on it.
Oh, yeah, there'd be a bunch of divination and enchantment books. Those are Jason's like main focuses of magic too.
Mm-hmm.
I
This stuff. It's just magic mumbo jumbo. If it just said, if you've been scryed on because you gave someone a lock of hair, here's how to fix it. But magic's not like that.
I look over your shoulder and I go, that's what it says.
Oh boy.
I'm going to see how well I understand it. Well enough. That's what it says.
The spell thingamajig Malagos does only lasts for that round of scrying.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That doesn't get
we're
rid of it
talking about.
forever.
So we're talking about that. So what do we need to do to get rid of it forever? Who knows? Yeah. What?
I don't know.
She said something about a lock of hair. Saren, would you like to tell us what that is? Malagos, you're her parole officer. What's going on?
I don't have a parole officer. I've never
Aaron.
been released from prison.
Aaron.
I have never been released from prison.
Malagos is just giving Saren a look. Would you like to explain to everybody?
So, you guys know that I've been scribed. You guys know this. I worked for a crime family. I worked for a crime family. I lived with a crime family. I left the crime family. And the condition of me leaving was ensuring my loyalty that I wouldn't do anything against the crime family by giving them a lock of my hair.
And
They can now have that lock of hair to scry on me.
Caitlin's gonna do it. Technically, it only makes it easier to scry on you, according to this.
I swear to God, Kaylin, if you understand this, and I've been reading this for hours, I'm going to break into your room. And put something in your bed.
I did some magical studies during our time off. It's the way I'm able to.
Don't care.
Okay.
Saren.
And no breaking into our room right now. We have patients in there. Let them
Unless
rest.
Unless you want to see something
I'll
you
find
aren't.
a lizard or a snake or a cockroach and put it in your pillow.
Do you mean my friends? I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna hold Saren's head up by the braid. No head disking.
Okay, so basically I need a solution that will mean that I don't have to report back to a crime family forever.
Can we buy you out?
They have too much money. There's only one thing I have that they might accept, but I'm not giving that away.
What?
It's just something I stole. It's really valuable.
You stole something from them.
No, not from them, but it's incredibly valuable.
And they're scrying on you? No, okay.
They're not scrying on me because of that.
Hopefully not.
they scrying on me because I left the crime family and they just do regular, like, check-ins to see that I'm not working for any of the other crime families.
Right.
But I don't know how to then properly leave the crime family because I don't think many people do and survive. But I don't want to be a part of the crime family forever. So I just need to find a solution so I don't have to, work for crime family.
Wait, which family did you say it was?
Ashanti Shankard?
Would I have had any interaction with them on my way down the western coast?
The western coast. I don't think so. You wouldn't have been approached and not really looking like the shadowy figure type. They probably wouldn't have really paid much attention to you.
You said Kayla is sketchy. Kayla can be sketchy. Kayla be sketchy.
You gotta be a particular brand of sketchy.
Kayla can do anything.
Kaylin's a bit too will fuck you up in the woods and not quite enough will fuck you up in an alley.
Valid.
Yeah. So, basically, there's 3 main crime families. Across, Yagi's a member of one, I'm a member of one. By the way, Malagos, you didn't hear this from me, but Yagi may be trying to rob from the Temple of Bahamut that you restored.
You told me about that. No, you already told me about that because I had someone send a message via
Cheers.
message to warn them.
But basically, anyone who's anyone in the criminal underworld is a member of one of these 3 crime families, because you get away with more. But then the flip side of getting away with more and having their protection is you have to do jobs for them. So during my time away, I did my own side jobs that weren't part of the family, and then I did jobs for the family. And anyone who's anyone in the underworld is a part of one of these 3 families.
Wait, before you keep going, you're not being spied on right now, are you?
Well, that goes with like that. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Shit, I'm out. Actually.
Well, if I am, it's too late. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to cast it like 4th level. Ah, there we go. Nope, shit, that's the wrong one. I thought that was detect magic. I can't read.
But that
not
would
out.
still work according to this book here.
Nope. I wanted detect magic.
Okay.
That's the one I was looking for. Malagos holds her holy amulet, goes, give me the vision, Bahamut, to see the magical things.
Give me a perception check
Oh,
with
fuck.
advantage.
Ooh,
Well, a lot of stuff in this room is magical. You'd have to figure out which was.
Yes. Well, I've seen it before. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the eye above her head.
You heard me.
I did.
You have advantage. 13.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah,
I
as you look
have a
around,
0 to it.
as you look around the room, you're pretty confident that the only magic that you are seeing is magic that you're used to seeing in this room, which is some of the books glow, the equipment on your companions glow, and some of the little knickknacks have faint magical glows as well.
Malagos, I adore you, but, there's already people in the family that don't like me anyway, so this will just add to that even if they are listening. There are people that want me dead in the family anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, not
Now
necessarily
they
dead,
have
but
to
like
pick a number.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
I mean, more so of like, they have to get through us.
Anyway, but the point being is, this is something that I gotta work out when we get into another place, whether or not I can wear a piece of jewelry that lets me still use my magical stuff, but stop scrying stuff. But we have bigger issues to deal with right now.
There. Yes, yes, yes.
When are you retiring, Kaylin?
I'm not leaving here.
Malleus just looks at Kanan going, did we have this conversation?
Pardon? Are you asking if I've already had this conversation, or if I've told you that I'm retiring?
If we have had the conversation.
I don't think so. Just with the number of people here now, they need someone to stay behind and protect them, and it seems like a good opportunity for me to get out.
I can respect that. At least,
Excellent for retiring.
well, if you're staying here, then definitely we need to have a way to get in touch with you in case you need anything.
Both you and Kyrie, I believe, are able to use the sending spell, and I was going to get some of the tattoos that Jason and Mia have that allow them to send
I
to each
think
other.
you're thinking of the wrong person. I don't do anything with sending.
So, Kari, you retiring too?
You really think I can leave our party alone and expect them to live?
No. I can heal, but I can't heal as much as you.
Like, we can find other clerics, but, like, if you wanted to retire with Kaylin, that's something that's totally justifiable.
If we find another cleric and I deem them sufficient at keeping you guys alive, I'll consider it. But I would just be shattered if anything happens to any of you guys. And that's something I would never be able to forgive myself if I let something happen.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Having said that, as you are all in the library, you begin to hear a bit of a commotion outside in the yard.
Jesus.
Me and Kaylin take off, leaving everyone in the dust, I'm assuming.
Kaylin is going to look at the window, think for a second, and then sigh and go for the stairs.
You go out the window.
Kyrie will head that way as well, but not as quickly as the rest, because she's just not that fast.
Malleus follows.
Out the window or down the stairs?
Stairs.
Are Jason and me already outside by this point?
Yeah, I believe you guys are. And right there is a good place to stop for a moment for our 10-minute break. All right, we are back. Thank you for staying with us. As everyone rushes outside hearing the commotion, you notice that many of the people who are of able body, the survivors, have gathered around. And you hear over it all Lillywit speaking out. Okay, now just tell us what happened from the beginning, Gerald. Are you guys gonna go over or just kind of watch from afar?
Well, I
Okay.
thought we had all kind of gone there, and I was waiting for Gerald.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Kaylin is going to be at the ready, but seeing that Lillywitz is talking to someone, is going to lower the bow.
As Lillywitz speaks, you notice that the one she calls Gerald is he's a younger man, probably late 20s, early 30s, and he's a little bit out of breath. Looks like he's been running, and as he's panting a bit and finally is able to speak. Well, I went back to the village just to get a few things, from the house. And there's these strange like they have so many arms, and they're taking the boats out onto the water, and it looks like they came back to look for something.
Gonna
Aren't?
walk up to Gerald and say, are they yay big teeth.
When you say yay
Like
big
I'm
and
trying to just. Like I'm using my arms to show like the size of a Grillick.
oh no, they're about the size of a man. They've got these long, like thin legs and they don't look human.
Sort of shadowy.
Did anyone see you?
I don't think so. As soon as I saw him, I kind of ducked behind the old barn, and when they moved off onto the boats, I ran back here as fast as I could.
They mustn't have found what they were looking for the first time. Hux, did you see anything down there when you were investigating?
Besides the letter that, oh yeah, I found a letter for Kyrie, but, besides that, there was the Song of Sirens, so I can tell you that whatever those creatures are, they're definitely in for a fight if they go underwater.
Hmm.
But I wasn't gonna stick around long enough to find out if there was anything else. Not on my own, at least. There was
Sensible.
a lot of ships down there, though.
Gerald,
Oh yeah, what can I do?
in future, if you were intending to go back to a dangerous location, you should probably tell people that you were leaving and perhaps get an escort.
You know, perhaps one of us.
Well, everybody was busy helping people, and I thought maybe I could go back and get some food and some supplies, but it's all right. I made it back. I made it back safe.
Luckily, you're very
Glad you're back safe, Gerald.
Mia is going to unsheath her sword and kind of give Kaylin a look, and then she's going to just say, I'm just going to check out the way you came back to make sure you weren't followed.
You want someone who's a little quieter than you, such as myself or Kaylin, to do that?
I mean, if you were going the stealthy route, that would be fine. I wasn't going to particularly try to be stealthy because, you know,
George?
if someone's gonna make an enemy of our stronghold.
I have a better idea. I turn to my bird and I say, scout the area. If anyone's coming down that path, come here, jump twice.
The bird nods
Nighttime?
and flies off. Is it nighttime? You guys stayed and left in the morning for the stronghold, I believe. So, no, it is probably a little after midday at this point.
Jason's gonna want to go back to the city and investigate the creatures there.
Let's find out to see if anything's coming towards the stronghold before we split up and leave the stronghold undefended.
Jason's only telling that to Mia.
In my head, or
Yeah, in your head.
you're gonna need to specify.
In your head, Jason says he's gonna go check it out later.
In reply, you would hear, not by yourself.
I might take one or two, but that's it. I don't want this to be a whole thing.
Well, you're not. Well, that's fine, but you're not going by yourself. Because if you sneak away without taking anyone, I will make it a whole thing.
No. I'll bring someone, I promise. Not you. You're getting sleep tonight.
It's still daylight.
I know, but I'm going out later.
Well, then I'll take a nap and then I'll go.
I'm just imagining these two just intently staring at each other in complete silence.
That's what I see too.
Jason's whistling and looking at birds while this is happening.
Hey guys, what are you talking about?
Jason's like, I actually think I might see if my friend Garganoth will go with me. I think it'd be a lovely chance for me and him to catch up.
Oof.
I hate you.
And I mean that so I could talk to him for you, possibly.
I understand what you're saying.
I just want to get in my pants.
And get his Garganoth.
See, forgotten already.
You
better get a breakfast first.
On it.
I think I would take Garganoth and maybe Amber or Hawks if they want to come.
I would recommend someone who knows the area, and neither of them do.
Kyrie?
Or Sarah.
I'd be willing to go as long as Malagos is willing to keep an eye on our patients and make sure that they're all right.
I don't know. Maybe me and Garganoth will be enough. We'll see. We'll deal with it later. But definitely, I'm definitely gonna probably try to get Garganoth to come with me.
Two of you might not be enough if there's all those creatures out there.
Well, this hopefully, this isn't necessarily turning into a confrontation. This is hopefully just a information gathering.
All right, but you will notify me as soon as anything happens.
Of course.
Mia will say out loud, how many did you see?
Oh, at least a dozen.
Great.
Jason just holds up 3 fingers to Mia, it's saying that it'll take at least 3.
And they were taking boats out onto the water.
Yeah. Yes.
Were they going, like, diving in the water? Did you see them submerge themselves?
Oh, I didn't stick around that long.
Okay.
Perhaps it would be a good idea if we sent some of our party to investigate. Hawks is an obvious choice. His affinity with water means that he would be less detectable.
Yes, but it also means if he drowns underwater, none of us can help him.
He can't drown.
I breathe
let me rephrase.
water.
Let me rephrase. If you are knocked unconscious underwater and sink to the bottom, none of us will be able to help you.
I could.
What about Kalen?
And then you fall and sink.
Garganoth did.
Jason, can you call Nero in a different form that would be a little bit more useful for the situation?
Yeah, of course.
Can you call him as a bird? And then you can look through his eyes.
Yeah.
Has George returned yet?
Yeah, he's returned by this point.
Jason's gonna tell tell Kalen in there that he's gonna take a small party tonight to do some
Do some renaissance.
Yeah, do some renaissance, even though I know that ain't the word.
What if they're gone by then?
Jason, well, I could go now, I guess. Jason's gonna look at Kalen and ask Kalen if, and again in Kalen's head, ask if he minds if he borrows 2 or 3 people.
Speaking out loud, Kalen is going to respond, "You don't need to borrow us, and you don't need to be secretive about communication."
Mostly didn't want to interrupt what they were saying, because the other guy was still talking to the other person. No.
How about we draw up some plans? I have some maps in.
Or have this discussion inside where shadowy figures won't hear us.
My office upstairs.
Proved. I made sure of that.
And your companion has confirmed that the road is clear.
George says they weren't followed. We would be going on a scouting mission, whoever we do choose, undetected.
Jason says, I would like to take a group and go, if it's okay with you guys.
I thought you were making plans first.
Again, you guys said you didn't want to necessarily get away, so the longer we wait. I was willing to wait till night, but it's up to you guys.
Lillywits.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Do you know how much they managed to narrow their searching field whilst they were looking for whatever artifacts they were after?
I mean, the deepest part of the bay, really. They seem to kind of linger there for the most part.
Okay.
That does sound like where all those shipwrecks were, Kaelin.
How many wrecks did you see?
I probably have to roll to remember that. 'Cause I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Hold on.
Such a
Yeah.
shame we don't have a digital archive of our adventures.
What do you mean the spiders aren't that big?
Give me a history
The
check
spiders
there.
aren't that big.
I don't believe you. Give you.
They're just a little guy. They're not that
Bullshit.
big.
Oh shit.
Hawks, you remember seeing at least where you were? You remember that hole in the middle, the foreboding, dark, inky blackness, and at least 3 shipwrecks that you could identify.
I'm relaying this to Kaelin. There's I remember at least 3. I'm sorry, my memory is terrible, as you know. Too many hits on the head. And
It's okay. We had a busy day.
anyways, there was this very dark hole that the ships were surrounding, and I'm pretty sure that's where I was hearing the siren music coming from. That's kind of why I dipped out before I could check any other ships.
Okay.
No, I'm not a huge, like, magically in tuned person, but you know how you can, like, find areas where you can go into the Feywild and then come back? Like, you can stumble into the Feywild?
Yes, that is a terrible idea, but go
I'm
ahead.
not saying we do it, I'm just saying, you know how you can get across areas and you can tumble into the Feywild. What if this big inkly black pit's the same thing but for the Shadowfell? Like, it's a similar area where there's like a grey space where it's not the Shadowfell and it's not here, it's this weird space in between.
Then I definitely don't want to go back down there.
Or
I'm
it
just
could go to
putting
the
it out there.
astral sea. A lot of these things come from the astral plane that we're fighting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Alex, ways to perk Mia's attention for 5,000.
What's this?
Mia's from the Feywild.
I know. But, like, could it be like this weird grey area, like a space in between, like a fake pocket, but that's not a real pocket, but it leads to a pocket?
You really don't know about the Shadowfell, do you?
No, I know nothing about the Shadowfell or the Feywild. I've spent my whole life in the city robbing people. I don't know anything about this shit. But, like, I know there's, like, a grey area. Like, you know when you break into a safe, and there's another door, and it's, like, a grey area in between.
We can go and take. We'll go and take a look while the rest of you continue to heal the others, and Mia and Kaelin can maybe work on our next move after this.
Well,
Lillywitz kind of speaks up. I mean, I think we all have this kind of under control here. I mean, you know, if you guys need to go, go.
Considering how close it is to our home, I would feel better if I sort this with the rest of you.
Which doesn't necessarily need to turn into a big confrontation. And there's
No, but having all of our skills at hand would be helpful, even if most of us are still exhausted.
Here's what we can do, right? We send in the recon, and then the rest of us hang back in a predetermined spot, you know, halfway between here and there. And then you, during recon, if something happens and you need reinforcements, I'll stay back with the other party, and Jason just sends me a message, and we're there.
Just out of character, real quick. I just hear the word reconnaissance and just see Hawks trying to pull seaweed and make a ghillie suit out of seaweed.
Oh my god.
I support this plan in its entirety.
What?
I say
Where-
that's the plan that we go with.
Where did you get seaweed?
That's the
No,
plant that we
I
go
said
with.
out of character.
Exactly.
I can
Oh.
just see Hawks doing that.
He would. 100%. Come on, land, be like a
Gillyweed.
monster.
Would the smell give you away
Gillyweed does
though?
let you breathe underwater.
He could use dried seaweed. It doesn't smell quite as salty.
Yeah, but it's hawks. It's
Um,
gonna get wet again.
Kaylin will say, well, that is a good idea, but we don't have access to my ability to teleport currently.
Well, I'm not saying that we're at a spot that's like an hour away.
True.
Also, as I said, during us information gathering, I would prefer to not get into a fight.
Agreed.
Let's just see what's going on then, and then we can report back to you and figure out our next move from there. Plus, again, the village's safety is prioritized, which is why I don't see the need for all of us to go anyway.
I
would agree with
agree with some parts of that. I think that we should regroup with a plan before we go in for attack, because I think that's usually that rush to judgment and fight is a lot of times our downfall. So
Whatever this artifact is, we can't let we can't let the shadow people get it.
Does Wave have
No.
a problem?
What? Wave, do you were any of the other weapons created with you, or were you the only one of your kind created?
You get the sense as you ask that question, Wave is kind of taken aback and comments that when it was created as a one-off, and they broke the mold as its creation was perfect, and by no means would there ever be a copy of what they are.
Of course not. I shudder to even think of anyone attempting to replicate your perfection.
Guys, he's talking to the weapon again. I think he's crazy.
she is paired with a sentient weapon. It happens when you get all big and bad. Talks, one day you too might have that status.
Why not Black Razor?
No, Sarah and Wave doesn't have any other like him.
Oh.
Can someone
who's
turn
going
the fish boy invisible and he can go down in the water and retrieve the artifact without
I
being
mean, I can
detected?
disguise myself.
I could definitely turn invisible, but
Actually, I believe
I'm running out of things to use. No, I can't turn anyone invisible.
wait, yes, I can. Yay.
I'm happy to report that I can do it myself.
But
Wow, you can teleport, you can turn yourself invisible. Is there anything else you can do that we don't know about?
I
But
can
wait,
revive
did you
when
say-
I want to.
Question, did you say we're looking for an item?
We don't know exactly what's being looked for, but we know that they're looking for something, and if they're back, they didn't find it before they were forced to leave.
Yeah,
I'll
so
sort of think if we have a minute, Jason can teleport back to the keep with teleportation circle.
we can't use any location magic if we don't understand what we're trying to locate.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like you said, like there's no way for you to teleport. Like if there's trouble, Jason can teleportation circle back to the keep with people.
Hey,
Well, that
same
would be a
with
good
me.
thing to set up.
I didn't know you could do that too, Jason.
I recently learned it. That's how we got here from essentially across the world.
Warlock meet wizard.
Yeah. So, teleportation circle is a lot more accurate than my my brand of teleportation.
Yeah, so we can teleport back here if we need, which is why I suggest for this I take Garganoth, Hawks, and Amber. Because that way
we can both teleport
exactly.
them. Yeah.
Both of us can teleport to get back here if needed.
Okay.
Amber stays and you take someone else.
We can just go the three of us.
If one of the people who can teleport stays here, we have a mostly completed teleportation circle, and you would be able to message the runes and create a link. It would let the party immediately come to you as long as you have a minute to cast it.
Okay, yeah, Hawks, you might be staying behind, bud.
Oh, dang.
Amber, you might be coming instead of Hawk.
If this is a sneak and gather, why don't you take Saren?
I'd rather not have someone who could possibly be scryed on during a sneak and gather.
They do not care about what's happening at the moment. They care about my loyalty to the family. I don't think.
Yeah, and there's also a possibly expensive, dangerous artifact that they might care about.
We also don't know their motivations and who they could be working for, selling information to.
I'd rather not have the one that's being scryed upon possibly with us for this.
I just think that we need to take someone who, no offense, Amber, is more known for stealth and...
I mean, outside, none of us are. I mean, no offense to Malagos and Kyrie, but neither of them are as well.
Oh, I absolutely am not built for stealth. Come on now, we know that's like
You want stealth, speed, and the ability to see far distances and go underwater.
Normally, I would want Kaelin to come with me, but I don't. Kaelin's literally trying to get out of this life, and I don't want to risk that either.
Jason, I am volunteering.
All right, then me, Kaelin, Garganoth. Amber comes with for magic, because I want to leave the healers here too. The healers need to be healing the people here.
Garganoth is practicing his golf swing with Whelm in the meantime, while you're talking.
Lilywood said that we have everything. They have everything under control here. Kyrie, you can confirm most of your patients are not in need of immediate assistance.
Yeah, she's shiny as hell.
It doesn't matter if they're shiny. Being close within a 10-minute run is much better than possibly using up two high-level magical abilities.
Well,
just to...
Here's the problem. You want me to go for healing, right? Is that what you were just trying to say, Kaelin? Because I'm nearly tapped out of energy.
And you need to see
no.
You're possibly more of a liability. So you can actually take a short rest and get some of your spell power back. Well,
I don't do that with short rest.
Only I do. Okay, then yeah. Then at that point, it would still make more sense for us to just go. So we'll go me, Kaelin, Amber, and Garganoth. Yeah. We have one leader. We have like Kaelin, who's like a leader with me. We have Mia back here, who's a leader here.
Mia, does this work for you?
We have Kyrie and we have like people that can heal as well as protect the fort if anything does happen with Kyrie and Malagos.
I mean, my thought the whole time was that we send in half or whatever, 3 people, 4 people to go see what the deal is, and then the rest of us are like 5 minutes back in the bush, you know, just like...
We don't need to be because we can do the teleportation circle with me and Hawks.
Right, but I would rather not burn that much spell energy that if you need us, like, you're gonna need that spell. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But if we need you, you'd be there anyway.
Well, yes, but it's whether or not you have the
I don't
ability
think-
to cast.
I don't think you need to burn 2 spell slots. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, we're not going to bring you if we don't need you, though.
Can I mention that I only have 1 spell slot left for teleportation circle, and I'd rather use that on evacuating the villagers
Yeah.
if we need to, because I can teleport them to the capital.
I don't think the capital's very safe for us right now, bud.
Homie, we're not evacuating all of them in the 6 seconds that your teleportation circle is up.
I can dream.
Okay, so what would be best is if we didn't need to use magical energy to reconvene with our party if something goes wrong. So, if we have a forward operating party made up of myself, Jason, and Garganoth, as well as anyone else who is
I think
sneaky
Hawk
enough.
should go for the underwater. Like, if both of you
Okay,
are going
agreed.
underwater, then that's just
That is much safer.
yes.
I'm
And
a lot better at stealth in the water, should I say.
Harry walks up to Jason and hands him a ring off of her finger and says, if they need help underwater, use this. It'll give you a swim speed of 40.
I'll take care of it. Thank you, Kyrie.
No problem.
okay, and then the rest of our party is ready outside of town, waiting to back up if necessary. That means that at most they're 10 minutes away. And go ahead.
Before we leave, does anybody who is staying at the inn still have 1 or 2 feather tokens that are unused?
I have to.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take one? Because I had to yeet all of mine.
Yeah, that's all good. And Saren's gonna give 2 to Garganoth.
Thank you so much.
What are the feather tokens for?
I only have
Keep-
an anchor.
Keep you from
Yeah, I
dying
ha-
when you fall.
I only have the anchor one.
Oh,
If you fall,
yeah, I just have. I have the
if you fall 20 feet or more, just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
The anchor one's really for ships.
Okay. Do we all understand the plan?
Did one of you want Death Ward?
Put it on Hawks.
I have Death Ward. I can cast it as well.
Yeah, putting it on Hawks could be a good idea.
Fox, come here.
Okay.
Aligus is going to put a hand on her holy symbol and put a hand on Hawks' shoulder and go, Bahamut, please protect this creature from death. It lasts for 8 hours, so you should be good.
Kyrie. Oh, sorry. Kyrie will go up to Kaylin and put a hand over her heart and say, Tamara, protect us from death, and cast Death Ward on Kaylin.
Look at this being good
Thank you, my love.
healers.
Okay.
Aren't you guys
Safe.
planning ahead?
Why?
It's almost like we're learning Doomer.
Jason is gonna look to Garganoth and say, "Do you want Death Ward? Because I ain't casting it on myself. Do you want it?"
Ain't nothing gonna kill me.
And with that, Jason totes Garganoth with breakfast sandwiches.
Garganoth happily scarfs it down.
Breakfast.
I have George on my shoulder. I say, guys, I would just like to let you know, if I die doing this, I'm haunting all your asses.
How about you don't fucking die?
I literally said I didn't want to take you because of that. So no, you are not. You are absolutely not.
We will
I
go
guess we'll
into
be-
the water and. I've swum in the sewers. Don't think I won't swim in the ocean to drag your ass back to shore. Find some sketchy back of the alley healer to bring you back to life.
Hey, don't
Just
talk
to
about my
kill
wife
you
like
again.
Knew that was coming.
Garganoth.
Okay. Should we take our horses?
No.
They're
No.
not very stealthy.
Yeah, let that. Yeah.
That's fair. With that, I walk backwards into a bush and disappear.
I see Kaylin's been learning from Saren.
And Lillywitch
Garganoth.
just mutters, "Show off."
So come with the second group that's not going to the beach, or do I have to stay here?
The bush says, "Yes, you're coming."
You go the second bit.
Saren says peace out, creeps into a bush and disappears.
Show offs.
I do it too, but not very stealthily.
And there it is.
Should Garganoth leave his half plate behind for stealth purposes?
No.
Hey, it's a +5.
I mean, if
No.
you want to.
I wouldn't if I were you.
My AC is 17 without it.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Is Whelm one-handed or two?
Both.
You could always use Whelm one-handed and bring your AC up to 19 by using a shield. We have
No,
some.
it's 17 with the shield.
I don't know
okay.
if Barbarian. You don't get your
Yes,
unarmored.
they can.
No.
Unarmored defense with a shield doesn't work with Monk, but it does with Barbarian.
Okay, my bad.
Jason's gonna just hop into a bush and stealth away too.
Okay.
And,
headed towards the town.
Okay.
I have the perception shield, by the way, sentinel shield.
Ah, yes. Yes.
You will
So-
hear the bush shout, "Get your own bush."
So
No,
who?
it's not bush bird.
It's true. it feels
We're all
like
just Homer Simpsoning.
there, Jason says before walking. Continue to walk.
Who all is going on this? Just a final count?
Garganoth, Jason, Hawks, and Kaelin.
Okay.
And then the other four are staying like right outside the town. Because Garganoth, son of Daniel.
Hello. Oh, you changed my picture for me. Let's go. Looks so good.
You look so good.
So, it takes about 2 hours walk. And if you're being stealthy, that goes up to about 3 hours. But as the day stretches on, when you guys come up to the edge of town, it's not quite dusk, but, you know, the sun is getting real low. And we will just kind of pop over to here for now. Looking out over Valley Rests, there's still a few small fires that are caught in places. It's very quiet. There's not even the sound of animals moving around or birds chirping, anything of that nature. But you can hear the distant waves of the ocean across the way. How would you guys like to proceed?
I would be leading the way quietly. My aura of pass without trace, almost like a wind blowing in the opposite direction to mask our scent.
How big is our Pass Without Trace?
It's 30 feet,
30 feet. Thank you.
so 30-foot radius.
Yeah, Jason's like running right behind Kaelin.
I would whisper to George. I need you to tell us how far out. 3 clicks. Per one click per nautical mile.
Jason would send an arrow so he could just straight up see too. But he would send an arrow in the form of like a bat or an owl.
Yeah, to do that you need to be blind. I'm not sure you want that.
No, but I can do it like I don't have to have it at all times. But I can do it when I want to.
Okay.
So I would just
See, I need to touch George to do that.
Yeah, no.
As we sneak through and get to the dock, I'd look out over the look out over the ocean.
Well, actually, making your way through town,
Making our way downtown.
Moving
Ye-
fast.
you get close to the water's front, but a few streets over, as you guys are making your way through the alleyways and trying to stay to the more secluded parts and off of the main roads. Kaylin, give me a perception check.
Ooh, baby.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
I'm not allowed to use my passive, am I?
No, because you're actively 18.
Eh.
That's lower than my passive.
It's lower than my passive. My passive is 23.
Why do you have such high? My passive is 19. Why is your passive so high?
You have the alert feat, and I have expertise in perception.
We know the lore. Oh, the hell just happened?
We were put on a map.
Right.
So, Kaylin, as you're making your way through, you stop at the end of one of these alleys as you see a familiar creature with 4 arms, gangly, kind of an ashen blue skin. And 2 of the smaller ones.
You know, those just don't.
I call a halt. Are we still in cover and hidden?
Yeah, and I have your aura set up for your pass without trace.
Cool.
You haven't been noticed yet.
Do I remember if these things are like particularly tough to kill, or if they have they go down quite easily? They just hit hard.
Give me your history check.
How have you met them?
I don't remember. I just know that Dumey said that I have. So.
You remember the fight in the courtyard of the castle?
Yes. Yep. These things are
Garganoth
little
was there
shit.
for that
God,
too, I
those
think.
things.
I hate
Ja-
those things.
Jason and Mia were already gone.
I turned to Jason and I tapped my head. So what do I remember about them?
They're basically assassination rogues on steroids.
Uh-huh. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die.
Ox is dead.
So tough to kill is what you're saying.
Quick. They move fast, stealthy. Yeah, pretty much.
I think I remember them being described as glass cannons when we fought.
Mm-hmm.
Could be
Mhm.
wrong.
Jason,
No, the glass cannons are the shadow assassins. These things were harder to kill than they are.
Jason's gonna briefly touch his head and tell me, well, figured out what the forearm things are.
And to make this
Um,
interesting, I want Garganoth to roll me a D100.
Oh no,
Garganoth?
Daniel, son of Daniel. Well, 40 is just the best number ever. So we win.
Son of Daniel.
All I
40.
heard was Garganoth.
So, as you guys are discussing and watching, the smaller of the 2 gangly aberrations seem to be taking orders from the larger one. And Kaylin, the larger one you remember from the courtyard. It was the little annoying bugger that was on the roof that jumped around and clawed people from behind. It was quick little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys are speaking quietly from your alleyway, this building here erupts as the roof is shattered to pieces as this long, almost centipede-like thing crawls through the hole in the roof, down the side of the building, and smashes through the wall of the other side.
Oh no. I don't know. We're going home. Good day. Rex.
That's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, we're done. We came. We saw. We leave. Bye.
I want to pet it.
Of
It-
course you would.
It makes this loud chittering sound that's almost like seizuring laughter.
That's so cute. How can you not like that?
Jason, you would immediately see Caitlin's entire body tense as an arthropod-like an arthropod-like beast appeared, making that kind of chittering noise.
Jason, like hold Caitlin. Are you okay? What's going on?
Ugh, spiders.
We need to leave. We need to leave now.
Wait, if
But
I
are you
can get
pet?
off if I can get off enough shots at that leader, we can actually deal a serious blow.
Having heard the chittering, I need a wisdom save from all four of you.
No problem.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Not like. Yeah, I got a +9 on my wisdom save. Not really a problem. Okay, problem with the rest of you though. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Does the Luckstone help on a wisdom save?
Yes, it helps with all saves and checks.
Who did they give
Okay.
Luxstone to? Did they give Luxstone to Amber?
Me. Nope, you gave it to me.
So,
What?
oh, you gave it away, so you did hit 18. Did you give the Luckstone away, or do you still have
He
it?
had two.
Oh, he had two.
He had two. He gave one to Saren.
Yeah.
So as it stands, hearing the chittery sound, it kind of echoes in your brain, bouncing around inside your skull, and you are, all of you except for Jason, are actually frightened of this massive creature.
You're adorable. Jason might have rolled a high enough wisdom sword. Jason is still smart enough to be frightened of that fucking thing, okay?
You can be scared of it, but yeah, there's the frightened condition.
I don't want to keep it anymore.
Go home.
Guys, we are getting away and we're catching up with the rest of them. Let's go.
Shh, let's go. Back up.
Let's go.
Jason motions to go quietly behind him because I like he sees that like it affected you guys differently than him, so he's gonna cover the rear. He motions for you guys to pass behind him.
Kaelin is going to be standing, bow drawn at the forearmed thing, going, "No one would know. No one would know."
Kaelin, I normally agree with you and I trust you, but whatever that thing did, messed with you a little bit. We'll wait till we're reinforced. We'll wait. And he motions for you to keep going back and keep going.
You're right. They need my aura.
Jason's gonna literally stay at the edge and keep following behind, but he's gonna make sure that they're all behind.
Okay.
As long as we don't run into anything else on our way back. Kaelin, when we get back, Kaelin will just say, "That's not a fight we want to start right now."
No. Yeah, Jason's gonna motion for us to go meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay. Give me some stealth checks with the pass without trace.
So,
which is a +10 if anyone's wondering.
So yeah, whatever you roll +10.
Damn, Gar.
Argonauts don't give a fuck.
Gar's like, I am as quiet as I have ever been because of that thing.
Yep.
Garganoth walks backwards into a bush and disappears.
I am one with the
No,
air.
there is no bush.
Exactly. One manifests for him to disappear into.
35. 35 don't give a fuck. I ain't
Okay.
scared.
Yeah, you're all fine as you make it back. As you are walking back though, you do hear every now and then the sound of another building being crashed into or out of. And every once in a while that little bit of chittering does catch on the wind and reach you in the distance.
Nope.
I wouldn't put up
I wanna
warning
go
signs on the roads to Valley Rest.
Yeah, so we get back to the group.
Yeah.
We tell them, well, we're moving.
We're moving.
What was that?
They can have the house. We're moving.
Burn the town
No.
down when we leave.
Kaylin,
Back in the house, we're done here. Good day.
I have too much gold and shit to be able to fit it in one day. What happened?
Well, then you can do that on your own. Goodbye.
Yep, that's a you problem.
we don't need to move the house, but we will need to deal with this with a greater force. Probably when Arathel comes and we are well rested.
We have our powers back. I look over at some of like the more exhausted healers.
We're just gonna put this thing about right here.
What did the little assassins look like?
Forearms, same things we saw in the courtyard.
Did they have any like armor with any sort of looking stuff on it? That
No,
would be
but there was a
identifiable.
giant creature that was even more terrifying.
Yeah, little guys are
Yeah,
not the
that's
problem.
fine.
The little guys are not the problem. That giant centipede that I'm pretty sure messed up. Yeah, that's definitely the bigger issue.
Stop showing that picture, Dumey.
Looks like a corrupted Cheshire cat.
Just the sound of its rattling unnerved these three. I guess you're at.
Caitlin is going to produce a small wooden replica using prestidigitation
Of the centipede or
of the centipede.
Yeah, just its sound in them.
This, but big enough to destroy a building.
We need rest. We need to be at 100%. We need to be at 100% if we're taking this fight.
I want to trap the way home, and put up warning signs before there. I'm happy to take a couple of hours. If I can have some help from Garganoth and Kyrie, as well as Seren, you're probably the best at construction and trapping amongst us.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know what makes you think I'm good at trapping things.
You dismantle them.
I dismantle.
I think I'm gonna go hide in the fountain and sleep.
You come with me. You'll walk with me and Mia and Amber.
Oh yeah, are you guys gonna make your way all the way back to the stronghold, or are you going to set up camp? What's the plan?
Shall we go all the way back to the strongholds and rest there, but set up traps on the way?
Probably.
Yeah, all the way back to
Why don't I set up?
Stronghold
Wait,
and traps.
You have magic stuff, so you need to go back and rest. I don't have magic stuff, so why don't I set up traps for someone else that doesn't need to have...
As much as I
long as a
respect
rest?
your abilities, in terms of making traps for things that are human-sized, none of you have anything on me.
Wow.
I'm gonna give Kaylin a look, and
Yeah.
I can't describe this look, but it's gonna be like, you're not telling me something, but we may be more in common than you think.
Garganoth rolls his eyes and is not convinced.
Garganoth, you good to help Kaylin and them?
Well, I don't know how I could possibly help our great Mr. or Mrs. Traplayer over here, but I guess I'll give it a shot.
I need you to assist me in making the superstructures. I saw how good you were at fixing the carts. You have some stone and woodworking skills that I don't possess.
Oh my god, could we centipede like they did for the ATTE in Star Wars, like with the Ewoks?
Yes,
Just, like,
we can
two
do that.
Dogs that explode the centipede's head.
Yes, yes, I think we can.
Kyrie and Malagos come. You guys are the main parties to have rested for tomorrow.
Yeah, and I do have to sleep longer than most of you guys, so that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
You guys will. I'll go with you guys and Mia.
I have 100.
I'm going to send George along with Kyrie.
Kyrie gives Kaylin a hug and says, "Be safe."
Amber, come as well.
Okay.
Which is just like a few survival checks to see how well we do at setting up traps, or do you want descriptions?
So this is what I'm going to do. It is getting a little late. We've been going for 3.5 hours. That'll give you time to write up some basic descriptions of traps, and then when we come back next week, we'll do some rolls to see how well made the traps are.
Okay.
And
You're not here next week.
No, I'm not, but that's fine.
I mean, you could still send me the things and I can read them. That's this, it is what it is. You have all week. But yeah, we'll set that up, and yeah, looking forward to what you guys come up with after a good night's rest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was literally
The
about
way
to be
you
like,
say
I gotta
that
tap
is very
out.
foreboding, by the way.
By the way, I finished the chittering ribbon worm.
Oh no.
Is
guys-
that what that thing is?
You should be lucky.
Yes.
You should be lucky. That's the version he picked. There's other ones though.
Oh, I know about the other ones.
That's the picture that I picked. I had like a bunch that came out worse than that.
It's actually kind of cute and almost reminds me of I think it was like what Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime or something like that.
It does a little bit. It does a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I see. I can see it. But yeah. All right. For all of our watchers, I will say thank you for joining us tonight. And remember, there are 20 sides to every story. Roll for yours. Have a good night, guys.